live, go live. I'm just going to wait till it tells me we are live. We are live. Cool. All right, hopefully you can hear me okay. All righty. Welcome. Today we're going to do some breath work. Last week we did some meditation microdosing. This breath work is called Dragon's Breath. Now, Dragon's Breath is quite a, how can I say, quite a strenuous type of breathing. In most breathing techniques, it's quite, diaphragmatic breathing. It's in, it's out. It's quite calming. We're moving the oxygen around the system. This is very different. This is an alkalizing breath work. And what I mean by that is that we're going to hyper-oxygenate our blood and we're going to alkalize it. Alkalizing is really important because there's so much acid that sits within our systems. That's where our joints, aches and pains, inflammation comes from. A lot of the foods that we eat have a lot of acid in them. A lot of the fried foods, a lot of sauces, soft drinks, things like that, lots of acid in it. So where we can, if we can alkalize the system, then it's much better for us as well too. Now, I can see there's a couple of you on here, I can't really tell who it is. Can you just let me know if the sound is okay for this? You could pretty much just watch me breathe, but if you can hear me, then that's okay, because I just want to be able to give this, give us an explanation as well too. All right. I'm thinking that we're okay. All right. So the breath work that we're going to do today is very physical and very strenuous. So cutting in and out, not sure if it's just me. Okay, Jackie. All right. All right. Oops, bring the mic a bit closer. Hopefully that will be a little bit better. All right. So the type of breath work that we're going to do today is something that I did in our relationships masterclass yesterday. I've done this with some other clients. I thought I'd introduce it to the group. It's great that we're going to film it here because then we'll be able to we can utilise this whenever we want to. So we're going to do 3 rounds of breathing. It'll probably take about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. Might even be shorter, I'm not too sure. The type of breathing that we're going to do is, it's diaphragmatic breathing, but we're going to be moving our bodies, okay? So we have a breath in, so we're bringing and opening up the chest, right? So breath in, and then a breath out. So really closing it down. And as you close it down, you're actually pushing out the air out of your lungs. Okay. All right. Hopefully it'll keep on going. I've just said. All right. Thanks, Jackie. It's okay. I am filming it on another device, so if it doesn't work, I'll then just put up this this other film as well. So I'll just continue, and either way it will be good. Maybe I can put it into later as well. All right. So the breath in and then the breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now when you breathe in, you're just breathing in through your mouth, or breathing in through your nose actually. But when you breathe out, it's out through the mouth, and it's not just a, it's a that type of breathing. Your mouth will get dry. Your voice might be a little bit tired after this as well, but we need to really get that, and it's like a hissing, and that's what we call the dragon's breath. What we're doing here is we're really pushing out all of the acidosis that's happening within our lungs, and what you'll start to find is that you might even start to taste a bit of alkaline. Now when you do taste that, that's perfect, because that's where we're trying to get you at too. So it's a we're going to do 50 of those breaths, and then what the idea then is that on the 50th one, and I'll let you know, we then take a big deep breath in, and then you then start to look up. Now the idea here is that as much as this is the breathing technique, when you breathe in, this is where the visualization and the muscular technique happens. So we have Kundalini energy stored within our base chakra. It is creative power. The idea is that we're going to release that creative power, and we're going to spiral it up the back of the spine. So just imagine like a snake coming up and spiraling up around your spine, up through your brainstem, and then into your third eye, all right, which is really, it's the pineal gland, okay? And what we're doing here is we're stimulating the pineal gland. When we stimulate the pineal gland, we release DMT. Now, DMT is a natural hallucinogen. This is it's released twice in large quantities within our life, when we are born and then when we die. This breath work can release this stuff. I did recently a workshop on breath work where we did holotropic breathing. It's the same thing. Sometimes, if anyone's ever done any Wim Hof type of breathing, it's a similar technique. But this dragon's breath, it's more so around shifting the Kundalini energy up your spine and into the third eye. So we move it from the base chakra into the third eye. Now, so as I'm doing the breath work, and I'll lead you through this, on the 50th one I then come up, take a big deep breath in. I use the mudra of my thumb and my index finger. So it's using that mudra there, holding the breath, squeezing your perineum. Okay, so I'm squeezing the perineum like the pelvic floor exercises, and as I'm squeezing that, what it's doing is releasing the Kundalini energy up the spine. So I'm holding breath, I'm squeezing. There's a lot to think about in this, but all you're doing is squeezing, holding breath, looking up. You've got your eyes closed, and your spine is erect. So it's and what you do is just hold your breath for as long as you can. Now, you will be hyper-oxygenated, so you'll be able to hold this breath for some period of time. So we hold, and then when we release, just relax, breathe in and out through your nose. Do that a couple of times, and then we'll go back into a big deep breath and holding, and relax, another deep breath, holding, and then relax. Now that's one round. We're going to do that 3 times. And so then the second time it's in, out, 50 times, hold, squeeze, and I'll just lead you through this, okay? And then we'll get to the third round, and the third round we'll step into what we call warrior. So warrior breathing is, normally we're going with warrior, and you might get a little bit embarrassed about this, as some people do, but hey, I'm here by myself, you'll be there by yourself. When you're breathing out, it's a so it's really getting, you're moving stuff from really the solar plexus up and out and through your voice. And it's a so you really want to get into this warrior thing, okay? You might be laughing at me, but that's okay. No one else can see this. So this is what we're going to do. All right. So let's get into it. So initially it's this. Now I will count. If it's 50, it's 50. If it's 45, it's 45. But then I'll say we've got 5 to go. And then we hold the mudra, squeeze, imagine the Kundalini coming up. Now squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. It's not just one. Holding up, looking up, eyes closed, but putting the focus onto the pineal gland, because that's where you want to bring it into, okay? And then you'll then start to notice some particular things. All right, cool. Let's start, okay? Keep on breathing, doing really well. Five to go. Last one. Big deep breath in. Mudra. Holding. Squeezing. Looking up. Focusing. Squeezing perineum. Imagine the Kundalini spiraling up your spine into your third eye. And breathing out, relaxing, still holding the mudra. Some of you might notice that you do get a bit of a sway up, and that's okay. A couple of breaths in and out, in through your nose, out through your nose. Now, big deep breath in, holding, squeezing, looking up, focusing. Breathing out, relaxing, and do one more breath. Big deep breath in, holding, squeezing, spiraling up the spine, contracting. Just recover, have a couple of deep breaths. And go with the mudra. Okay. Let's go into another round. So, to go. Last one. Big deep breath in. Mudra. Squeezing. Looking up. Focus. Holding. Opening. Recover with your breath. Still holding the mudra. In and out through the nose, out of the mouth if you need to. Just get your breath there. Alright, big deep breath in again. Squeezing, kundalini, spiraling up into the third eye. Breathing, holding the mudra. Couple of breaths. One more. Big deep breath in. Squeezing, kundalini rising up the spine. Focus on the third eye. Holding. Just notice when you're in that state of the holding, just throughout this whole thing, just notice thoughts. I find that thoughts are non-existent. It's an interesting space. Okay, we're going to do one more round of breathing. So release the mudra. This time we're going to do about 30 normal breaths, and then the last 20 we're then going to go into warrior. And that warrior is to really bringing it out, okay? Let go of the ego and let this out, because we hold so much in. We really hold so much in. All right. Okay, warrior. Ah, 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 ah. Quicker. Ah, 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 ah. Breathe. Deep breath in. Holding, squeezing. Hold as long as you can. Mudra. Looking up. breathing, holding the mudra, and do one more breath in. Let's see that, big deep breath in. Spine erect, squeezing, spiraling from up the spine, into the brainstem, into the pineal gland, the third eye. Focusing, continue to squeeze and shunt it up the back of the spine. Then release, breathe in, couple of breaths. Now this time we're going to do 2 breaths where we fully exhale, so it's not about holding the breath, it's about the exhalation. We're going to then start to move into the final stages of this breathwork meditation. So, take a breath in and breathe all the way out. Holding the breath out as long as you can, noticing the peace, the calm is washing over you. And then breathe when you have to. Couple of breaths. Still holding the mudra. A breath in and exhale fully. Notice the thoughts. Are they there? Is there a void of them? What is arising for you? And then breathe when you need to. Now, for the next minute, we're just going to sit, breathing how you want, in through the nose and out through the nose, or in through the nose and out through the nose. You're just sitting and allowing this feeling, these sensations to reside within you, to wash over you. And be thankful that you have honoured yourself, giving this time to you, so you can experience yourself. So bring your attention back into your breath, back into your body, back into the room. A couple of deep breaths. Feel the body. wiggle your toes and your fingers, release the mudra. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back into this space. Wow, that is dragon's breath. Notice what was happening within that. Now you've got this video that you can use me as the timing for it, leading you through it. And as you become more and more aware of it, you can then start to do it yourself. You don't have to do the full 3 rounds. You could do more if you wanted to. Even just 1 round will alkalize your system. I would suggest to do at least 2 rounds though. Okay. But 1 will certainly get you moving. It's really this area here too. So that's breath work. Dragon's breath, really, really powerful. Thing to notice is that now we've awoken Kundalini, things will then start to shift within you and your days. So notice what is happening there as well. Okay? And if you need to, check in with me and we can have a bit of a chat. All right? Okay. Hopefully this recorded well. I've got another recording that I've done on the phone. I'll put this one up as well, so either one might suit you better. All right? Okay. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.